Hello, all. Interview. Alright. Oh, I guess I already have interview prep. Never mind. How's everyone doing today? I don't know exactly. This could possibly be the last live stream for a very, very, very long time. I don't really know. Let me let everybody know. We are live. Here, hang on. That's not. No way. How have I missed all of this? Whoa, I've missed a bunch of stuff on Discord. I apologize. Everyone, I'm live. Okay, let's see who all is here. Hope everyone is doing well today. Don't really have a super heavy itinerary planned for today, but wanted to just kind of go over where I am and where where the channel's going to be in the next few months. Let's see. How's that lighting? I sit here. All right. There we go. Let's do that. Ooh, that tried to pick up a click. All right. So one of the things that kind of dawned on me I know, right? Hey, Nico, long time no see. Yeah, because it's been really hectic the past few weeks trying to finish up stuff, and everything that I've had to do getting ready for this new job, and which is the countdown is now 6 days. It's next Monday. I don't know if I'd be able to get everything done. Background check stuff, driving around, getting fingerprinted, getting drug screened, filling out all the forms. I have not filled out new forms in so many years. I forget all the forms you need to fill out and identification that you need to provide. How is the volume right now? I was on a Teams call last night, and it just dawned on me that I was on a Teams call last night, and sometimes it messes up the audio. Do I seem a little quieter than normal? Are those little dots bothering anybody? Because they'd probably be driving me bananas too. Oops, shouldn't have done that. Let's get this. Control. Not that. Alt. There we are. And I can move this over there. And I'll block that one. Yeah, I can sit still like that. All right. Oops. Nope. Let me squat down just a touch. There we go. Alt. And lock. There we are. Okay, got that all shaped up. Move the camera over a little bit. I got a new green screen that I'm trying to get around. But hey Tech, how are you? Steam looks a little choppy. Oh, everything that I see on my end, it's saying that it's all healthy. So I'm sorry. Let's see, viewer health. Everything says it's great. Sorry about that, Nico. Hey Tech, I don't recall seeing you here before. Glad you're here. If you have any questions, like I was saying early on, this will probably be my last live stream for a while with the new job starting and even the part-time job working on the weekends. So I'll try to do... I appreciate it, Tech. How long have you been watching videos of mine? Because have you been to the live streams before and just not jumped on? And I'd love to know where you are. Dax. Good morning, Dax. Okay, it's good for you. All right, appreciate it. So yeah, Tech, where you don't have to tell me where you are, but just curious about the time zone. That is very interesting to me because it's also timing this, because I do want to try to go back to doing videos, and I'm trying to figure out the best time to release them, because that is actually consistency of releasing videos, and then also time of day to release the videos. Those seem to be, and I've not really ever learned and or found for my channel. And also, I think I was talking about this a while ago. I made a Minecraft server scanner that gets public IPs and finds private servers that aren't meant to be online. That's kind of cool. We were talking about videos. That my interest and intrigue has moved over into data. And what is so funny and interesting about this entire journey is I started out with big data, didn't know what I was going to do with it, didn't have access to big data, and then now it's almost been a full circle. What does this color look like when I have that? What's the lighting look like in the background? It doesn't look great, doesn't look too bad either. So yeah, let's clear this. No. So, all right. So I started back here, and I found the Wall Street Journal article, and actually it was an insert. It was like a whole magazine. I need to get a pen. Well, actually, I don't want to spend money on a pen that I'm probably not going to be using. So it was this entire insert, and it just kept having Python in it. If I can spell Python with my pen. My fingers know how to type Python. So it had this whole insert about Python. It didn't have any. What was so funny is the big data. I mean, you got to have SQL for data. I don't care how you are. You can avoid it for a while, and then you can start using it in Python. And then when you get to the upper levels, you're going to need to insert SQL into Python scripts, either PySpark or pandas or some sort of variant of that. Let's see. Let's see what else. Where was I going with that? Sorry, I looked at Nico's comment. He's still on his server. Nico's on his server bit. So, but that's awesome, Nico. That is a lot of work. All right. So the data. So it was called big data because they didn't know what to call it. Then what I love is I've been reading so much more about it. So big data. All right. Then what came out of that was data science. Now, I always spell science wrong. Yep. There you go. Then what came out of that was data engineering. So we had some data architecture because we had people creating the databases for storing stuff, but there was not really any engineering. And what's so funny is I think I started here because I needed to learn something. I wanted to learn something. Went roundabout, did a YouTube channel in the middle, and I basically went to here, skipped big data, skipped data science, and ended up back here at data engineering. All of this over the past, let's say 12 years. And it's just, I don't know. It's kind of humorous, kind of not. You can't read all this? Yeah. my handwriting is not very good. So, uh, so yeah, so then I got this offer to be a data analyst, which I didn't even know what a data analyst was. That was so interesting. List. There you go. I think I spelled that right. So then I get this job, and I'm like, I don't even know what a data analyst is. So then I start to write. I had to learn how to write SQL. When I say had to learn, I mean had to learn like fast. I had like weeks. I had like weeks that I had to learn, and it was really really stressful. I recorded a few videos early on just so I could have them, because I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this job. All right, Nico's sending stuff. Oh, that's very cool, Nico. That is very cool. So if you're not on Discord, you're missing out on all the stuff. So that's a hypercube. Okay. Not ever seen that. I'll bring that over. So Nico just posted this. And let's see if everybody can see that. Oh, it paused. There we go. now it not paused. Wow, that was great English. Unpaused. Okay. All right, let me move this back over. And I apologize that I've missed out on some a lot of stuff over on Discord. And Vicky or somebody compiled some stuff. No, it was Vicky. So I completely missed that. So I hate that I missed that. So let's see. Let's see anything. Did I miss anything in chat? All right. So then I was learning SQL, and I was writing protocols for charges. Well, I did that for maybe 5 months. Then I got partnered. Actually, yeah. Let's just stay consistent. What was the name? Yeah. We'll call this today's date. That was my live stream on the 7th. Okay, 17th. Wow. All right. It's 25. And then _1. There we are. And here. So, all right. So then after about five months of writing these, I wrote version 3, version 4, and then after that, can you guys see that over there? Then I was asked to partner with the app developer. That is awful writing. And what I had to do was, now that I was writing queries to interact with the databases, I was then charged with, hey, can you go ahead and this is what I'm going to be using, and this is what the front end is going to be doing. Can you go ahead and create some tables on the back end that I can write to, and then you can query and have it populate on these other front end pages? I was like, oh my goodness. Okay, sure. Let's go. So what I was doing, and what was so interesting about this, is it was a variant of all of these queries. So when I was creating, so we had all these charges. So that's not a $sign. All right, Nico, what you got? Okay. Hey, there's this website that allows you to post your Discord server Okay, very cool. That is very cool. I'll keep that in mind, Nico. All right. So then we had users on our team. So our team, our small analytics team, there were, when I left, there were 8 of us. Hang on. One, two, three. 1, 2, 1, 2. How many is that? Yeah, that's 8. Wow, there were 8 of us. Okay, that's a lot of people. Because when I started, there were 5. We. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I doubt I turned enough away from the microphone. So what I was having to do is then our larger team. So we had our analytics team, and then we had our larger team. I think our larger team had 35 people. And almost all of them all interacted with the vendors. So the quality managers, the QMs, had vendors around the United States. Hang on. Thought I heard somebody coming in. Oop, is that behind me? Yeah, that's behind me. Sorry. Let me move this over. Select. Not that. Select. All right, there we go. All right, so the QMs, the quality managers, they had the vendors, and they had to either report to people inside of Walmart. I guess inside, that's inside. And then this is outside. That is a horrible arrow. And they had to generate all these reports, and they had to get all this data around. So as they were doing, so we had like a template. It was kind of cool work. Is that template? I feel like that's template. Any questions so far? Anything I'm going over? So we had this template, and we had all these base charges. So I didn't have to rewrite queries all the time unless they came up with a new one. Hey, we want to add this, and we need to see this data. So what was happening, so what was very, very cool is we had this front end form, and we had templates for all the requests. So they would give us the vendor. They would give us the date range. If you've not dealt with dates and databases and things like that, they're awesome. They're awesome. And by awesome, I mean awful. Because I want you to think about it. There's all different forms of dates. So in some tables, they looked a certain way, and we did not control the tables that we were querying. So just be very conscious. Dates, time zones, time stamps, all of those things are very, very particular, and you need to be precise and aware of the form, shape, format, and things like that. All right, so we would do this, and once they would enter their request, it would trigger all of these queries. And at one point we had 2 sides. Save this again. Save as. Oops. Yeah. Save as 0225. And we had 2 sides, and the reason why we called it 2 sides is we had department side and vendor side. So department side was in-house. Vendor side was outside, was outhouse. Outhouse, that's funny. And, sorry, my skin's very dry today. So what would happen is, if they entered it with this situation, it would trigger downstream all of these queries. At one point, this had 36 different workflows. And this side over here, I think, had 42. Because the vice presidents and senior vice presidents, they wanted more data. So workflows. Let's see if I can actually type right workflow. There we go. So that would trigger all of these queries downstream, and I would have to then write them to the same amount of tables. So if it was 36 workflows, I was writing to 36 tables. If it was on department side, I was writing to 42 different databases. So we kept refining that and working on that. And then very cool, Nico. All right, so then sorry, my mind just wandered. Oh, I finally went to go see the new Captain America movie. It was okay. I don't know. I liked it. I think I was rushed. I think I was trying to get other stuff done yesterday, so I couldn't thoroughly enjoy it, and maybe that was the reason why. But I liked it. I like all the Marvel movies. Let's see. Side note. Let's see. Where were we? Oh, so then now. So I was shocked that this work right here. This is 100%. Whoa, that went way off screen. This was data engineering. And I had no idea. Because this whole process of me looking for a new job, that's a good video title. I had no idea I was a data engineer. Okay, let me do that. Oh yeah, I would say Squid Games 100% went viral because it was just such a popular show. What was I saying? I didn't know I was a data engineer. Yeah, there we go. So that was. Is that on the screen? No. Oh, that's on the paint. Yeah, I had no idea I was a data engineer from the work that I was doing because I was constantly working on my resume, and it was becoming very, very frustrating. But the thing that I have to say with this is just say yes. I think I actually did a video on this not too long ago where I was just swirled through about 5 thoughts. Let me get my thought back. So, when I was trying to figure out what to apply for, because I didn't enjoy, actually I wasn't even sure if I could do it, to be honest, a data analyst. So data analysts typically, and a lot, do things, take a database, query it, which is not simple, and then output it to a dashboard. Some things this has charts. Let's see if I can do little bar charts. And then over here, maybe a pie chart. Let's see if I can color all that in. This will be cool. Fill. There we go. Fill and fill. No, not that. Things like this. And then, no. Let's see. Somebody else has. Let's see. That just. Nope. Oh, that was actually good. Yeah, let's do that. And here, red, and green. And then you have a legend up here and things like that. So this is what a data analyst will spend a lot of time on. Is they'll get the query right, or the business partner may even have the query, kinda, and then you have to tweak it. And then the Tableau server, those can be a little tricky, but working on the timing of the job and having it run. Orchestration, that is where you start to lean into the data engineering role. Orchestration, timing, scheduling, working on the flow, and also the data quality. That I didn't realize. That was one of the things that I didn't even realize I was doing. So data quality, let's talk about this. So it's basically, here's a very, 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 very high level. It's more complicated than this, but let's just talk about it. So let's say you have something here, and then you're gonna do the T part. So ETL. Then you have ELT. I mean, so you don't want to transform it before or after? Do you want to do it, or do you want to leave that up to the data analyst, which then could incur more costs later down the road? So those are the things. But as you're moving from multiple sources of data sets, let's say you have very, 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 very raw data, and you're merging these. I guess this is actually E. Extract. So you have to get bits and pieces, and you're putting all these together, and it's live streaming or it's coming in constantly. We're running it every hour, whatever you want to think about. So then, I completely lost my train of thought. Extract, and then transform. Okay, so yeah. So then you transform, and as you move, so here's where I like to think about it like this. Now, what happens when you transform and you put it in here? Did you lose anything? Is it all still here? And there are numerous ways. I like to always start very, very small and then check counts and quantities. Did you over filter? I tend to do that when I scale, because whenever I would start small, I would always double check. So is my output what I'm expecting? And my favorite way to do it is to run a query and do it on a really small set, like in a one type of transaction, one day of transactions, however you want to design it. And sorry, I was just going back to the list of things my boss wants me to read, and I haven't checked that checklist in a while. And did I lose anything? Is it all still here? And you have staging, and you have quality checks. Everyone's been talking about the age check. Have you checked to see if everybody is still alive? Because that is seeming to be one of the oops, sorry. And let's go back to here. Sorry, everyone. I gotta get some blinds put up. There. Let me stay put. Let me go back to this. We may need to be using a darker background. Sorry. 25. 25. Let's see if we can make it. I got an idea. Was it 4? Where do we leave off? Yep, 4. Boom. Alright, we're going to try something. Let's see what... Nope. No, what is going on? What is happening with my green screen? And I am very red now. The sun is changing, and I have that up. Let's see. That changes the color. I apologize, everyone. Thank you for being patient with me. That's not great. So when it comes up here and picks up the lighter, well, we may be dropping. We may drop that until it stops, because that's going to drive me absolute nutty. All right. Does everyone care if the camera's going? Because I really don't want to have that up if it's going to be that bad. And then we can just continue to talk and do all kinds of stuff, and then we don't have to worry about it. Yep, those are the screenshots I was trying to work on this morning. But I also heard that it just does so much better when there's a little camera, and I think it's more engaging. But I have no idea why my green screen is acting up today. Everything was doing so good. The only thing that I can think of it is so much brighter up in this top window that I have not put drapes up. Not put the drapes up, and because that is me very, very, very red. But then when I do that, I lose this. Yep, and it drops. Well, all right. Let's turn that off. All right. Where were we? What do we want to talk about? Let's see. Do we want to try to fix this now? Glad I didn't put this on LinkedIn. Hey guys, come and watch me mess with my green screen. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see what is going on. That's as bright. think of. You guys want me to mess with this, or you want me to keep going with what we were talking about? Because let me see if I can. I can't. Filters, chroma key. Ooh, that's worse. Ooh. Not that. Okay, this is the tightest shot I think I've ever had. All right, let's go back to. Let's lock that in place. Whew, that is bad. That is the worst that I've ever seen. Oh, guys, everybody, I apologize. Is this going to drive everyone nuts? I've probably run off everybody by now. I think my teeth are starting to show. Let's see. Everybody drop yet? Peaky, I know, long time no see. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Glad you dropped in. Don't know if I'm going to be able to do any more live streams this week. I got a lot that I'm trying to get done before work starts next Monday. So I do want to put out videos, but I don't know how consistent I'll be, and especially the first few weeks of the new job. But is there any questions you have that you're like, man, I don't know how to do this. I haven't got these answered. Anything like that? Because I want to try to help. Oh my goodness, that is awful. And my green screen is acting up so bad, and I really have no idea why. Well, I have some guesses. Because the sun aperture has changed, the sun intensity has changed. Let's see. What does this look like if I do go back and I make that? That's not great. It's not. And then what? Can I make the brush white? How's that? So then I can write it in. That's not awful. It's not great either. But all right, we were talking about where were we going? Oh, the data analyst, and then that I was a data engineer, and how to find the job that I ended up doing. So, and how I found out about data engineering. That was what was so kind of embarrassing. Engine, not engine. Yeah, there we go. All right, data engineering. So maybe I had heard of it, maybe I hadn't. All of these past few months have just kind of all blurred together. So I was looking up, and I was looking at jobs, and I saw data modeling. Now, What was so interesting about this is the only other term I had seen with modeling was with machine learning. And I wasn't applying for those jobs, which is very interesting to me. Yeah, my teeth are going too. I was not applying to these jobs because I thought it was machine learning. I did not understand that it was data engineering, database architecture, because I didn't realize that. And then I didn't really. And then before these boot camps that I did, sorry, I know that was loud. My wife and my daughter make fun of me how loud I drink. Fact tables. Fact. Fact tables and dimension tables. So I was like, wait a minute. There's different types of tables? And the answer is yes. There's tremendous. Yes, Peaky, I got a job. I start next week. That is big in Power BI. Oh, Dex, I'm sorry. I wish there were timestamps of that. What is big in Power BI? Data modeling or the engineering? But yes, Peaky, it'll be at a bank that's kind of local. It's like a small regional bank, and they are moving, and I think this is going to be kind of like a niche market for a while because they are moving from, and this is a huge debate in the CTO space. So on-site storage of data versus cloud. Data modeling. Yes, 100%. I mean, because it matters. I can completely see that because that's the setup for preparation. It's just like you got to have a blueprint before you can build a house. And now, like before, I could actually see the arguments happening. Why do I need a blueprint? I know what I'm going to build. Well, there are more people going to be on the job site. They need to know what you're building too. So I could see now it's so common you wouldn't dare build a house without blueprints. And I could see this 100 years ago. Why do we need to do that? I know what it's going to look like, or I guess probably 150 years ago now. But now it's just common practice. So data modeling, it's becoming common practice where you're just like everything needs to be, and you lead the name of the table with a fact or a dimension. So you just know. So there's no misunderstanding. Everybody becomes, and there's more. So when I remember watching the special on the creation of our submarine. Our nuclear submarine fleet. It was being invented as it was being created. So one of the lines was, it's not a science yet, it's still an art. And that's kind of like I completely forgot about Walter. Thank you very much. That is so funny. But there's still such an art to all of these things, to all of these queries. Software engineering is still such an art because if you think about it, we're writing something in a language to then convert it to another language, then convert it to another processing type of language to then have things come out on the screen. So it's a derivative of a derivative of a derivative. And there is always open interpretations to all of this. Let's see, save. And what is 25? 05 or -5. So let's get a new one. I think somebody's got. I want your brain to add it to your long-term memory. Peaky, give me more on that. So, are you talking about the convergence, not serendipity, but where we're able to put our consciousness into basically the cloud. That's going to be what is that term? And but yeah, that would be very, very interesting. But all right, so table design, the Walter joke I'm talking about. Oh, I don't know enough. I'm aware of the characters, but I don't know any of the episodes to be able to then tell you or to be able to quote. But there are so many Friends episodes. You could start a line in any of those episodes. The Big Bang Theory, you could start a line in any of those episodes, and I'd probably be able to finish it. What other shows could I do that with? I don't know of any others. But all right, we were talking about. Let me see. Let me block that out. We're talking about data and table design, which that was kind of annoying to me, like ETL. Oops. I was like, I spent all this time learning these terms, and I was like, wait a minute, I did that. Data modeling did that. So it's like I just started checking these boxes, and I was like, wait a minute. I'm a freaking data engineer because I enjoyed that so much more. So, all right. We're talking about on-premises and cloud. That was it. So CTOs are having to make decisions now. So that means to me that this bank is probably growing pretty quickly. So they are going to be moving from on-site, getting rid of the server room, because I talked to a friend of mine. I think I can call him a friend. He's a friend of my dad's, but he and I have been spending a lot of time together. He's in between my dad's age and me. So he's like 15 years younger than my dad and 15 years older than me. Something like that. 15 or 17, because I think my dad was 32 when I was born. So, or cloud. Now, this is where this gets fun. You got to get it from here to here. And the service that they've chosen is Databricks. And this is for orchestration. I don't know, did I spell that right? But all right. So orchestration, that when I was reading that, I was like, what's orchestration? It's just scheduling a job. So you write these queries, you write these steps. So you have your query. Then you have your steps. Then you have your checks. Now, don't think it's this simple, because that in and of itself, I would say, is going to be 50%. Then the steps are, I think, 20%. And your checks, this is where this gets important, because you do not want garbage going in. Yeah, I know, but the man, Brian Cranston, looks 50% like you, so I want your long-term memory to remember that. That's what I'm talking about psychologically. Okay, got it. Thank you very much. You want me to commit that to memory. Well, I appreciate it. So, all right, so you do these checks because you do not want to write into production tables, because you always forget. Now, oh my God, now you sound like my kids. That's hilarious, because I always forget. That is so funny. That sounds wow. That's giving me flashbacks. So all right. So so if you want to think about this, extract is the query, and maybe a touch of transform. Then with some steps, yeah, I guess this is E and T, and then yeah, E and T, and then yeah, this is E and T, and then this is L. Because you want to check and you want to steps and go through, and then you want to check and make sure everything's there. Especially you're like, hey, I'm about to write a completely empty table, insert a completely empty results into our production table. Okay. It's like, no. if this is empty, I mean, you can do a variety of checks. If the data is is greater than today's date, then you know that's a mistake. Everything that can go wrong, you put them in your checks. Everybody's talking about the data and the Social Security information that folks are 200 years old. Well, you should handle that in a check. Now, granted, it may, and that is also, I saw some people defending that. They're like, well, if you've never worked with an old system, that means you have written something that you knowingly know, and you've informationally stonewalled everyone, and you've kept this to yourself, and you're like, well, I know this. They don't need to know that. That is awful. That is an awful way to design a system where you're the only one that knows how to do it. So I would have been freelancing contract work for a local school board around here. And you do it out of survival, where people are like, I just want to get this done. Good is an enemy of done, and done is an enemy of good. Ooh, that's a good one. Let's talk about that for a second. Dash 25 dash 25 dash 6. So I'm sure you've heard that. Perfection is the enemy of good. Well, I got one better. So perfection there you go, not C. Oh, okay. Let's get rid of that. Why did that not cover all that? What does this do? Okay, that's not good. Let's get this all connected and fill it with black paint again. All right, let's fill this with black. Why can't I fill those? That's interesting. Let's color these in, and then we'll go on about our day. Okay. All right. So what was I was just saying, done is done is the enemy of good. Perfection is also enemy of good. So this is this delicate balance that you have got to learn. It's somewhere in between. Done. Whoa. My computer just lagged on Paint. That's insane. Done and perfection. Perfection means basically never done. It's over here. It's never done. Done is just to say it's done. I have experience with people around me and in my life that let's just get it done. I mean, it just, okay, so the dishes are done. The yard is done. All these files are put up. They're done. But nothing is right. So it's probably somewhere, I think, around here. Because perfection is your analysis paralysis. I don't know if we've ever talked about that. But that is where you're going to constantly, let's do that. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. Didn't even think about that. Done, and then constantly going, we could do this. It's like you keep coming up with ideas. You've got to execute. You can't just sit here and keep coming up with ideas. You'll never get anything done. See? I'm just down here, constantly coming up with ideas. We could try this. We could try this. We could try this. Try it. Do it. Do it. As you're doing it, you're going to get done. But you also can't do it without a plan. I mean, get it done. Do it. See? They both start with the same. I don't think that's a coincidence. Do and done. That feels like a whole little speech right there. Don't know how to get traction and get people to watch the YouTube channel. But I think this is a huge part right here. And I start instinctively here. People that I've known, they start here and have to come back. I don't know which one's easier or which one's better. But I also then drag myself over to about here. And also, I know that I have to just start. And once I do that, that gets me closer to here. Once I do this, because I know me, that's also probably the biggest important thing, is knowing you, knowing your psychology, knowing your pitfalls of what's going to slow you down in execution. I know my mind is my biggest ally and my biggest enemy. So what I have to do is I have to play music to distract my mind. So I started, that dawned on me probably 5 or 6 years ago, because I knew to do it when I had the last job. I have no idea how, oh my God, everyone, I'm going to be in an office with other people, and I don't know how that's going to go. I I got to wear like clothes every day. It's going to be insane. Because in my last job, it was very executional. So my 2 jobs ago in a building, very executional. Yeah. You could tell if things were getting done. You could literally see them being chewed away, see them being, see them happening in real time. Where when you're doing jobs like this, there's a lot of prep work, there's a lot of discussion, there's a lot of, hey, idea generations, ideation meeting. Like, I never heard the word ideation. I'm like, what is an ideation meeting? And it's like, hey, we're going to just start spitballing some ideas. What do you mean spitballing some ideas? So it's like, hey, we know we have this as a problem. How can we come to be? So all of this reflection that, let's save this. So I've 2.5. My ankle's killing me. 7. So it finally dawned on me maybe a month ago, shortly before the interview, which I utilized that in the interview. D, do, do, boom, boom. All right. So the little division that I was in, so it was Walmart. Then it was logistics. That's not logistics. See, and in my old role, I was, before this last one, I was in logistics and in the warehousing. So now, where were we? So were we under anything else? Then we were under this small little group. I don't know if I can say it. So I'm going to call it, it was a brand new invention. So I'm going to call it a startup, which it basically was. That it was a startup inside of Walmart Logistics. And it was actually technically at some point underneath the transformation. And then inside of this, I was on the analytics part. Yeah. So that's basically the design. So I was with Walmart in the logistics side, actually I guess technically in Walmart US, then inside logistics, then inside this startup, then I was on the analytics team inside all of this. So because there were hundreds of analyst positions at Walmart, hundreds and hundreds, and you just supported teams. And it was so you could get very, very granular with your team and understand. And that was one thing that also dawned on me before I got to the interview. I knew everything. I knew everything about the inner guts of Walmart on the logistics side. Absolutely everything. I knew how it worked from start to finish, from generation to leaving the building, everything, how the orders came in. I mean, like from the creation of the POs, knew where it came from the buyers, understood the flow of that, and it came out. So now I'm going to be in banking. This is insane to me. Somebody who spent 23 years in logistics in Walmart, started out unloading trucks at the back of the store. And oh yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, that was a joy to get, because logistics runs everything a little bit different. So it was a pain to get me to go get from the stores to logistics. And I just thought about this. I lost everything history wise. Didn't lose they had to like manually just start over. There was no way to ingest it and move it over. So when I went from logistics to home office, yeah, that was weird. But now I know nothing about banking. But this friend of mine, we spent an hour on the phone and we were talking about everything banking. And he spent a lot of time, and he's done it, I think, for 35 years, because he's 15 years older than me, or 17. I can't recall. So we talked about everything. He talked about the reports that he likes to see. So that started to get my head around all of this. And my dad has been investing in banks for 50 years. So yeah, something like that. That would be about right, because that's 50 right there. Yeah. That is so interesting to me. Why does that not cover that up? But yeah, 15 and 35 is 50. Ooh, I meant to call the shop before I got on my live stream. All right, let's see. Oh, that's okay. Any questions about any of this? Anything anybody is curious about my journey? Anyone curious about the interview? Because I know I talked about it last live stream, and I want to make some videos on this, and I want to share because it has been an unnerving experience for a lot of people, and unnerving for me as well. But the way I targeted, it took me 7 months. When I start in March, I will be set 7 months. So what? August 9 to March 3rd. That doesn't even look like a 3, does it? Yeah, so that's 4 months to 12, set almost 7 months. So I got the job offer. It's going to turn out to be like a month. Let me look at any questions about any of that. Let's see. When did and I was on okay, so had the technical interview on the 7th. So that was basically 6 months. And then three weeks. So we talked on the 10th, and they said the 3rd. So that's 3 weeks away. So then, wow. Okay. Ooh, and I got that tomorrow. Okay. Let's see. Anyone have any questions so far about interviewing, how to prepare for a technical interview, what I did, applying for jobs, anything like that? Because we may start to wrap up because we got quite a few people who've dropped off, and we've been on about an hour, and I have a ton to do around the house. Because what has been so interesting is looking for a job was literally, I swear, it was a full-time job. And the days would just fly by, and it was just like, it was insane. Now it actually feels like there's time in the day. So if I feel for you if you're out there trying to find a job right now. I do feel I empathize with you, because it is not easy. And I looked also the other day that there are 10,000 data engineers in the United States. That seems pretty low, but I don't know. I don't have any data that would contradict that. But that just seems like a low number. All right. Anything anybody wants to talk about right now? Because if not, we'll probably wrap up, and I'll start reading, because I have got to read some admin stuff about Databricks and things like that. So let's see. Save as. Nico Peaky. Oh, excuse me. Nico Peaky, you two still here? Any questions you two want to ask, are curious about, want to know why I do things the way that I do? Probably the real answer is everything is data. That Dax 100%. I mean, I've heard that if we think we have a lot of data, you too, Dax, if we think we have a lot of data now, I've heard that when driving cars, yes, I know, because my banking friend, he shared with me to, I need to familiarize myself with their financial statement. I was like, that is genius. He goes, read their balance sheet. I will see you later, Dax. Read their balance sheet, profit loss, cash flow. I drove my daughter and wife nuts. I said basically I'm a finance bro now. Cash flow, balance sheet, and I think I was there. Oh, excuse me. Because these are assets, liability. So a loan is an asset. Money in the bank is a liability. I think I had heard that before, and I guess I just got to wrap my head around it. And then one of the other ones that a friend of mine was sharing is he said, he goes, I will tell you the reports that I want to see at the end of the month are when are the CDs coming due, how many are coming due, and also the loans at the end of the month. He goes, these are going to change at the end of the month because everybody's been manually entering these, and there is no way to adjust them automatically. They have got to be done at the bank and the branch level. And I was like, okay. And he goes, there's types of loans. And I go, okay. And he goes, so at the end of the month when they start to hit that, because banks are regulated a lot. So they're allowed to have a certain number of types of loans. Well, when they get close to this threshold, they come back over here and they recheck the types of loans. So I may he goes, be aware, you may run a report in the morning and in the afternoon it completely changes because the loan type, it wasn't in the right category because it had changed and nobody knew about it. Well, they checked into the loan and the construction loan was done and now it's a mortgage loan. So construction loans are treated differently because it's like, hey, we need the money to build the house, but we're not living in it, so we're not going to treat it like a and also, I mean, that is a different type of loan. It's not a lived-in house. Nobody's there. Things can happen. So it's a different type of loan. So those type of things he made me aware of, and I was just like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. These are the guts of inside a bank that I need to know that I don't know anything about. So, all right. Any questions right now? All right, so we've had some folks come back. If you've not hit the like button for me, go ahead and do that for me. I really appreciate it. And I've got to play around with this green screen today. It's going to drive me bonkers. So let's go ahead and wrap up for today. I'm hoping to be back tomorrow. Maybe I'm working Thursday, so no Thursday. So what I'm hoping is to do stream tomorrow, Wednesday, and Friday. And then Friday will be my last opportunity to live stream, probably for a while, unless the next. And I don't even know if I'll be off on bank holidays like everybody, like all the other finance bros are. But thank you, everyone, for coming to drop in today. I appreciate it. Sorry about the green screen. Thank you for being patient with this. Maybe I can get some drapes up and we can go from there. But as always, thank you, everyone, for watching. Please stay tuned. If you've not hit the subscribe button, like button, notification bell, please do that because I have a lot more things coming. The plan is... All right, sorry. Daughter text. But thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for all the support. Because I want to go into and thank everyone because everyone here kept me going over these past few months because it was touch and go, a few of them. I would have some pretty bad days, and everyone was always very uplifting. So thank you, everyone, for being here and being supportive. I really appreciate it, and I will see everyone next time.